Alright, it's Kate from Heritage Business Services. I'm coming at you today with a juicy little tip about something called the Expenses by Merchant report inside of FreshBooks. This is one of my favorite reports. It's a little shiny gem, but it's not completely obvious how to get there. So if you just want to learn how to run that report, you can skip ahead about 30 seconds, but I encourage you to stick with me as I tell you why this report is so important. One of the most influential accounting mentors in my life is a man named Hector Garcia, and I heard him say during a training he was doing on a different bookkeeping software that he loves this report, and it's one of the ways he's been able to be a real hero to his small business clients that he's advised over the years. Now, Hector is someone that I endeavor to copy, and I really agree with him about this report, and I was thrilled to learn when FreshBooks had this report too. So why do you need to study Expenses by Merchant report on a regular basis? Why is this particular bit of data so important? See, everyone thinks they know how much they're spending on different things in their business from the different merchants and vendors out there, but I think the psychology says that we're actually really bad at estimating this very accurately. And so this report takes out all the guessing, and you can look at your numbers straight in the eye. When you have a report that you can generate to quickly tell you exactly where you're spending your money, you can't hide from the truth. One common bookkeeping category would be software subscriptions, for instance. But if you just look at that expense category, you're not going to be able to see what exactly is making up that number, and if you have any subscriptions that you need to cancel because you're not getting enough value out of them, or maybe you will be able to identify merchants that have raised your prices over the years that you've had on auto payment and you've just been paying without really thinking about it, and maybe you can negotiate with them for a lower price. And then we all have those categories where we're overly extravagant and we need to take a good, long, hard look in the mirror to decide if we should continue spending money like that on that particular merchant, to look and see if it's a wise thing to do. So let's dive in and I'll show you exactly where to click to get this report. Alright, so let's dive into the software and see how to do this. So I'm here in the FreshBooks demo account that they have. I am in reports over here. And if you click expense report, and here's what you're going to get. There's nothing in here right now because we have to set some filters. This is for 2022, and that needs to be changed because they haven't categorized anything in this demo company. So let's go to last year, and then this is the magic spot, group by. I'm going to group by merchant. Click apply, and now we have an expenses by merchant report. I want to dissect this a little bit. So first ones, they have looks like 6 or 7 with no merchant. You would definitely want to go in and fix that. So maybe set a workflow to run this report all the time and make sure that you don't have anything listed as no merchant. Then let's start scrolling down. We've got some to add agency. Let me bring us down to a spot that I wanted to point out. So we got some Amazon. Then they got this Amazon section. These need to be recategorized as well, y'all. These are, it's like whatever came over in the bank feed, Amazon.ca, and then a bunch of numbers. Those were FreshBooks automatically assigned those in the merchant as the merchant, and we needed to have changed those before we categorized them and list them as Amazon. So that would be something that I would change. Let me scroll down a little bit more, and we'll get some more meaningful stuff. All right, we got gas station. We've got Longo's Liberty Village. That's great. So this is the report. Now you can scroll through it, and maybe your eyes will look at these final numbers and say, all right, I spent $100.84 at Longo's Liberty Village. Or let me show you how to export this to Excel and get a little more visibility. So I scrolled back up to the top, click More Actions, and click Export for Excel. All right, so we've got a pretty nasty looking export here. Let's go and just try to make this a little more, get some more visibility. Go to Insert, Pivot Table. You can put it in a new worksheet, that's fine. And if you just click on Merchant and Amount, it gives you a little bit nicer of a report here. Again, you can imagine it looking a lot nicer if all of the Amazon were in one. That would limit this quite a bit. Looks like here, these Uber ones might be able to be combined as well. So this is just a very quick way to take that Expenses by Merchant report and make it even more visible, more compact, so your eyes can scan over it really quickly. And as you take a look at this report, this pivot table, you'll be able to see those vendors and really ask yourself, what are these numbers telling you? Are you putting your dollars in the right place as you grow your business? All right, so that is the expenses by merchant report. The last thing I'll say that I learned from Hector is that in order for a report like this to be meaningful to you, you have to specifically identify your vendors. I think we saw that with those Amazon categories. Some folks are going to be tempted to give a generic name like restaurant or hotel or airline. But particularly in the restaurant category, for the report to be meaningful, if you're prone to having business meals, you need that merchant to have a specific name. How much are you really spending at Starbucks? Or how many of you are eating out at very nice restaurants on the business dime, but are having trouble making payroll? You got to stop that. So be specific about your merchants, and this report will be a lot more meaningful. If you appreciated this content, please give me that trifecta of YouTube approval by subscribing, giving a thumbs up, and leaving a comment or question below. It's easy for you to do, and it really helps me build this YouTube channel. Before we sign off, I want to go back to this guy I mentioned at the beginning, Hector. He helped me so much in my business, and I recently got to meet him at an accounting conference. It was an absolute highlight of my business journey so far. He's helped me directly, but he's also just helped me because a lot of the free educational content he's created. And we all need someone like that in our business lives. So I hope you have someone like that, and if not, try to make some decisions about whose wing you're going to be under, who you really want to listen to, who you want to follow, and let all that other noise kind of fade out into the background. And if you can get help from that person directly, that's even better. And if you already have someone like that, if you can think of who your Hector is, why don't we all choose to go say thanks right now? I'm going to go shoot Hector a message and let him know how much I appreciate him and how I wouldn't be where I am in my business today if it weren't for him. If you need any help in your business journey with your bookkeeping on FreshBooks, please reach out via the link below and book a consultation with me. I take ongoing clients, but I also have a private community called the Fresh Bookkeeping Network, where we hold weekly office hours, and you can get access to me to ask any question that you have and get the accountability you need to make sure your books don't get behind and are always exactly correct. It's the perfect solution for a new entrepreneur who's really serious about their business and knows they won't last if they don't have a good grasp of their numbers. I'm Kate Josephine Johnson of Heritage Business Services, and I help businesses build their business legacy.